Okay, so today we are going to be taking a look at the MagEZ Case 2 and the Folio 2. So let's get into the MagEZ Case 2 first. The first thing that you're going to be noticing here is the sleek amaranth fiber design. The only thing that I have to say about this design, apart from looking absolutely sick, is that it picks up fingerprints really easily. Also, one thing that you're going to be noticing right away about this case when I put it on my iPad Pro is that it's missing a part, and this is on purpose. I was at first very confused why they designed a case with an open side, but as soon as I started using it, it actually made sense. Because you know, when you're going to be using your actual iPad, you're probably going to be using it with an Apple Pencil. And this is where the open edge comes in, because most of the time when you're writing something, you're going to be just putting your iPad onto the table and then grabbing your Apple Pencil and actually writing on it. And you see, the problem with regular cases comes up as soon as you try this, because as this case has on one side, they all do lips around the actual structure to hold the case in place, but the lip has the downside of when writing, it really starts to get into your hand and starts hurting after a while. So Pitaka thought about this and let this lip completely open for your hand to be only touching the iPad itself. And with this case being in the MagSafe ecosystem of Pitaka, they have access to actually being magnetic because it has this huge magnet inside which can be used to prop the tablet on their magnetic stand. But it becomes even more worth it if you combine it with the Folio. Because yeah, sure, you could use the Folio by itself, but when you combine it with the case, which doesn't obstruct the magnetic force at all, you can simply plop it down into the Folio and it holds perfectly. You're never actually going to notice that you have a case inside, outside of the fact that it protects all of the edges of the iPad. And the weak side we talked about, the one that's open, is actually closed by the Folio, so it also gets protected. The Folio has this really nice design from the front, looking hella aesthetic. It can bend in many different ways to prompt up the tablet in many different ways. I think all of the folding configurations here are pretty much optimized for viewing content. I found it actually a bit too high when drawing on the tablet, but other than that, it was pretty much perfect for like watching YouTube videos. And yeah, with the case inside, you're completely fine putting the pencil in place and it will hold strongly. And if you're going to be traveling with the Folio and you don't want to lose this pencil really easily, because with the added width of the case inside, you're still going to get slightly weaker magnets for the Apple Pencil. But don't worry, it still charges perfectly. So to counteract this, Pitaka actually thought about this and they added a clasp to hold on your Apple Pencil. And you might be asking, oh, where is it then? Well, it's got a hidden compartment inside. So to get access to it, you just open the Folio from the back and here's your clasp. And you can just open it like that, close up the Folio again, and put it over your Apple Pencil. And it will hold really strongly. The magnets here are perfectly positioned, and truly the Apple Pencil cannot escape by itself. The one thing that I don't like about this Folio case is that sometimes when you try to open it, it's pretty hard to do so, because it doesn't have some sort of a lip to be easily opened. So to open it, you have to wedge your fingers between the Folio and the screen itself, which isn't anything tragic, but I think it's going to cause some wear on the upper right corner. Also, in terms of the materials that the Folio is made out of, the outside is some sort of a leather material. It feels really nice and quite soft to the touch, which I do like, but it still feels really sturdy. Like if I want it, I cannot bend this. A lot of cases don't do this. They usually just wrap the whole thing in just one material, but Pitaka chose to include this kind of like an Alcantara, kind of like a feltish material on the inside, and it feels really soft and really nice to the touch. And it's also pretty easy to clean. You just need to rub it with like a dry towel and it gets cleaned pretty much instantly. So hopefully you now know everything there is about these Pitaka iPad accessories. This is gonna be it for today, and I will see you in the next one.